periods there were no water in sanitary barracks, no water to drink, so the only source was the drainage pit surrounding the camp into the winter when it was frozen. And then last year there are over 190 homes here, and thousands of people wanted to use them. So usually SS man or a couple was standing with a stick and counting to 10. So they had only seconds to use the latrines, to use the water basins. I didn't mention who couple was. So block responsible person was responsible for the block, and couple for the commando during the working day. So these were duty. They performed duties. Prisoners. They were prisoners themselves, but they had privileges. In the very beginning, in the very beginning, these were so guards brought from camps in Germany. They were usually criminals who didn't care. They performed their duties. Not in every sanitary barracks there were sewerage installations. So they latrines filled with excrements in quite quickly, and somebody had to remove these excrements. This was Scheißkommando. In English you would say shit commando. And paradoxically it was a very good job to be in Scheißkommando, as they were very dirty, very smelly. So if SS man saw this person was surrounding him, so very many of them survived of what these were in the latrines. So once again, you can see how easily they could catch any disease. So beginning from diarrhea, typhus, typhoid, scabies was, in fact, everybody suffered from scabies here, and many others. Now it's time to tell about the evacuation of the camp. So the Germans knew what was happening, that the Eastern front line was closing. They ordered evacuation of plants, so industry, concentration labor camps, including Auschwitz-Birkenau, which was evacuated in the very last moment in January 1945. January 1945 was one of the coldest months in the 20th century, so temperatures in Poland exceeded -30 centigrade. Prisoners were ordered to walk. They didn't have enough vehicles to transport them from here. Vehicles were needed somewhere else in the Western Front. So they had to walk to Rybnik, Gliwice, Katowice, so westwards. From there they were transported farther to the Third Reich. This march was called March of Death. So many perished on the way. They could wear only these stripes, or if somebody had a better jacket, yes, of course. So very many died on the way. From there they were transported farther. 7,000 prisoners didn't go. They just rejected. They preferred to stay here and were executed. Execution was to start. The first part was standing in the line in front of the wall, and then officer came with an order to evacuate immediately, and they were just left standing. These were liberated by the Soviets, among them 650 children, as you know. Soviets arranged here a field hospital. Many physicians came from Krakow to help. This hospital was operating for a couple of months. Some recovered, some, over 200, died after liberation. There were 2 emaciated. And some left just after liberation. They were strong enough. Camp in Birkenau was used for a couple of months as the detention place for German prisoners of war. Many of the barracks were dismantled by the Soviets, some dismantled by locals who came back, wanted to rebuild their houses. What left, you can see that not much left here. Just 2 years after camp was liberated, a museum was established, the State Museum Auschwitz-Birkenau. A museum was has been enlisted as UNESCO World Heritage Site from 19 79, so just after 1 year after the list had been created. And when I started this work, not so many visitors were coming, but nowadays we say over 1 million every year. Any questions you have? If not, the tower is reserved noon. We can leave this barrack through this door. You see grass everywhere here, but this was only mud and dirt. If there was a plant, it was eaten by the prisoners. You heard how the diet looked like. So we can walk there, and then you know the entrance to the tower from the other side.